So we are now ready to start doing more interesting things with our node. But just before we start with that, we will create some keys and addresses and stuff that will allow us to create transactions. But one of the things I wanted you to learn here is how to use the Cardano line interface, the command line interface, sorry. And as before, we did the Cardano node, and it gave us the available options, like here, it gives us the options for that command. We can do exactly the same thing for Cardano CLI. It will display all the available options you have for Cardano CLI. I don't know how to actually make it less even so that I can split like in thirds. I don't know, but I will. It doesn't really matter now. Let me just do, for example, let me just clear again. I can do Cardano CLI and Shelly. Shelly is one of the subcommands that we are going to be using the most during this process of creating a stake pool. So let us investigate that, Cardano CLI Shelly, and it displays the entire list of available subcommands for Cardano Shelly. In this case, for example, let us try with address. Cardano CLI Shelly address. And it displays again the available list of subcommands for Cardano CLI Shelly address. And finally, if we do address keygen, it gives us the options. These are parameters, inputs that this command will take or outputs that it will produce. For example, in this case, Cardano Shelly address keygen could use -- normal key to create a normal Shelly era key, or could use -- extended key to create an extended Shelly era key, or can use -- Byron key to create a Byron era key. And in any case, it will produce, we need to specify, -- verification key file, and we need to specify the name of the file, and it will be the output file path of the verification key. And it will also produce a signing key. Since we are generating keys, we expect to create a key pair, like a signing key and a verification key. Exactly, a verification key. So this will be -- signing key file, and it will output a file with containing the signing key. Okay. So let us investigate, for example, other command. Shelly address and Cardano Shelly. Let me just use transaction, for example. And as you can see here, transaction has another different, very different list of subcommands. And let us just transaction build raw, for example. And build raw takes or can take these different arguments. And it is transaction input, which is the inputs as a transaction, which would be the UTXO that you will use to pay for the transaction, followed by the hash symbol, followed by the transaction index. For -- transaction output will be to declare the outputs of that transaction, that is the address that is receiving the funds, plus the plus sign, plus the amount on level as. So this is how you can investigate how a particular command works and what is the available options and what parameters it takes and what outputs it produces. So this is very useful for you to know, and I will encourage you to investigate every command here so that you can have a better understanding on what they do, how they work, and perhaps it will be very useful for you to create like something like I have here, like a notepad with the commands that you find out that are the most frequently used for you, so that, because most of these commands need to be customized. You cannot simply just copy and paste or run it as it is. You need to do some customization, because as they take several options, most of the commands take several options, you may want to create like your own version of those commands, all right? So let me just move further and try to start creating some keys and addresses for us. But that will be part of the next video. See you there.